Okay, see Lindelof videos. Today we're going to actually take a look at sinking funds, but before we do that, I just want to let you know that we start with the formula for future value of an annuity. So here's future value. This is the periodic payment. This is the interest, right? This is the number of periods. So what we're going to do is this. When we want to look at a sinking fund, what sinking funds actually tell us is answers the question, how am I going to accumulate a certain amount of money in a certain amount of time? And there's lots of examples. One, you own an enormous company, and down the road, you're going to need to replace $1 million piece of machinery. So you want to save the money for that, but you want to do it in a way where you don't have to drain your cash flow at the very end. Or possibly you have you have a new child and you're trying to figure out how you're going to send her to college in 17 years. So how much money will you have to put aside to have $80,000 sitting in an account ready for her? So anyway, there's a way to memorize this. You want to do this another way, but you have to remember two formulas. What I do instead is I just switch this around. So what I'm going to do is this. When I do future value, all I do is this. For future value, you're solving for payment. So I want to get payment by itself. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of this. So then I get future value times I over 1 plus I to the nth power minus 1. Can you see that? I just actually flip this whole thing over is equal to payment. And when you see that normally, what happens is that whatever professor does that, he or she will write payment, and then they'll switch the whole thing over like this. Right? And they'll have future value here, and then they'll do this bit like this. So this is actually really easy to do because you only have to remember one formula. So that's what I would strongly suggest that you do. So let's actually do that. Figure out the same problem that we were just talking about. You have a new child and you're trying to save up $80,000 to send her to college in 17 years. So you're trying to figure out what's my payment going to be. So payment stays payment. Right? Your periodic payment, your periodic investment. The future value you're looking for is $80,000. Right? And let's say that the interest that you're going to be able to get is 6% interest. So look, all I'm going to do is fill in the blanks here. Interest is 6%. I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom, 1.06%, right? I'm going to do this for 17 years, so N is 17. That's the number of payments. This negative one is that one. And from here, this just becomes a calculator problem, but your professor is definitely going to want to see you set this problem up like this. So here's, as we say, half of your points are right here. So remember, sinking fund. Let's actually try that and see if it works in our calculator. So here's your points for demonstrating what you're doing, and then you're going to go to your calculator and you're just going to put this into your calculator like this. So we are going to put that in just like that, and we're going to say 80,000, right? 80,000 times, I'm going to open up this quantity, right? And then I'm going to put 0.06 at the top, right? Down here I'm going to put in the other value that we had, which was 1.06 to the 17th power. Remember to take your cursor over so it goes straight out. You don't want 17 minus 1. You want this whole thing minus 1, minus 1. And there's your answer. So you're going to have to put in $2,835.58 per year to make that payment. If you want to, you can go back and see, well, how much does that actually turn out to be? How much interest do you have? But we're not going to do it on this particular problem. But okay, nice work. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know.